straight into Axe.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, that doesn't solve the solution of the PL, which he's supposed to be. It's a big concern for me.
You don't sound like you're a fan.
Is under attack.
I like the Ags a lot. He needs to be the hero to kill the Phantom Lancer to match the PL. So I feel like him not going Maelstrom or Battle Fury, it's going to hurt, but maybe he feels he just...
I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. They've obviously got something in mind with this bit of a different approach. As you say, you know, absolutely Aghanim's an incredibly strong item on Troll. But interesting to see Shad get it in this order. As he's got it cubed, we'll see if he does actually build into it straight up off the battle plate. What's the moves they can make with it? Bottom lane, YapzOr looking to cut off Tobi here with the Fisher. Tobi's going to try and get out with the rear. YapzOr dropping everything here. Tobi, he's not going to make it away. They do get the kill. Boom.
Wait, there's what move?
I mean, he's thinking about trying to make a jump in onto Zai. He's got the lasso.
The siphon.
See if they've got enough damage. Knocking Zai back with the flame break. You can have down low. They'll get the kill. Now rolling in. They're going to be able to find YapzOr as well by the looks of it with the Firefly. Boom's able to burn down a second. So Viking, they may have lost Tobi, but actually able to find the favorable trade there, getting both Zai and YapzOr in return.
Yes, they saw, I mean, YapzOr overcommitted the Echo to make sure that, you know, Underlord stays in position, but they see that. That's when they see an opportunity. Boom, waiting in the sidelines. Nice lasso grab. Do see Nisha now pretty much have Orchid done, and he found the item for Storm Spirit. He got the Fairy Trinket. And now he's going to start popping off. And this Orchid is very effective versus all 5 heroes.
See how much the old Secret want to do down here. Puppey, he's been caught. Nicely done by Tobi there. As soon as the orb was used, Tobi's able to catch him on just the edge off the pit. It's enough to allow him to close in and take him out in the river. Nisha, he's going to lead him straight away onto the bat. An Invis Rune was found. He pops it, and he's away. He's trapped in by the Fisher, but it doesn't matter. They've got no vision down around this area as that Invis Rune saves Boom's life.
It shows the Orchid as well, so look at the first usage of that. How they're going to continue their pressure, and they're going to go bottom with Shad as well showing up. So they really want to take out this final tower here. Zai, no exorcism at the ready. Puppey has his coil though, and it looks like they want to fight. If
they can kill Zai before the fight starts, though, this is going to be a great beginning for Viking as they're straight in and they've got him with no difficulty at all. So now it's a question really, Secret want to still try and commit for this. They've lost the tower, they've lost Zai down here. Do they still want to try and look for a fight?
It's rallied around Tobi too, who has a mech, so they're pretty strong if he is there, but Boom just TP's out. Matu, he's got the defusal.
Yeah, straight in with the silence. Off the back lines, they found Seleri, but Seleri's actually able to get the pulse promise off in time. Follow-ups there from Nisha. Moves in onto Aramis with the Orchid, takes him out. Dream Coil locks down both Tobi and Shad here off to the side. The illusion is just burning the entirety of Seleri's mana. He's got nothing left to pop. Booms in with the lasso. He's found the grab onto Nisha. Has he got enough damage? No, he hasn't. Nisha's out with the ball lightning TP. Nisha will make it away.
Dire are scanning.
Can't believe Secret actually persisted to try to fight into that one after the tower dies and after they lose Zai. Into the mech, they're still strong on Viking. They got the one support, right? But Seleri ended up living because of his false promise. Dead even now. Actually, slightly gold leading even for Viking after that tower does get taken out. So pretty decent after this laning start here. And we're gonna just see it in chat. He's full committed for it. So
yeah,
we're gonna
he's going for it.
If the Aghanim does work.
I mean, I've got to imagine, you know, that so you're getting these Ags early. Sure, the dispel is nice, but I mean, there's not really too much for taking off, right? I mean, I guess it's some sort of slows here and there. But ultimately, I imagine it's because of the reduced cooldown, he's just going to have a lot more damage output, just chucking these axes out left, right, and center in the midst of it all.
And he's reducing the PL's damage completely, right? Those miss rates, then the defusal is going to be counteracted a lot too. So I can see why he did go for it, but it's just, is he going to be able to get, he needs to get a farming item after. He needs to get the actual counter to the PL so that he actually does damage. Because right now it's just, he's going to make them miss, and it's not going to kill his team. But is he going to actually be able to kill them? Quite yet. But I mean, they're definitely making it work so far here before it does kick off. He's not getting pressured, and they're making good space. I mean, Boom's going to have a BKB at a very good time for this Batrider, which mentioned they have good counter initiation on Secret, but if there's a BKB, he can break that counter initiation.
They're hunting down bottom, but Tobi's sense is very nicely done there. As soon as before they even get a glimpse of him, he's already rifting out. So Secret won't be able to put a stop to his escape.
Nisha pushing forward for an arcane. Matu pushing alone right now mid.
Stupendous!
got the YapzOr, big pickup. Blink Dagger is done.
Earth's bounty.
And he's got the actual build. He has the actual build for when you're going for your blink rush. You have the max aftershock rather than max fissure. So big team fight, as we said, for Secret going to be kicking off, and we'll see if Viking has to kind of play around it really nicely. Either have the Batrider with the BKB, or they have to just start the fights from like these weird angles and get this good angle of approach to make sure that they don't just get comboed by all that crazy team fight. Doing a good job of farming though. Even Aramis has his BKB queued up too. They're understanding what they need to get on these frontliners and what they need to get on these initiators so that they don't get counter-initiated.
Secrets. Move is how's Matu doing after the defusal. Nearly having a Yasha on top of the defusal hood, so this PL still very much going to be quite difficult for Viking to deal with. So as we say though, we'll have to see sort of in practice how much the presence of Shad with the very soon to be completed Aghanims will, you know, how much harder it makes Matu's job in these fights.
Yeah, because I mean, it's going to be he's going to have to put attention differently in the fights too now, right? Because he's going to have to help his support. This is more of like you're helping your support build, I feel like, for your troll warlord, because he's going to have to fight around them to protect them from the illusions now, because he's going to apply all that miss rate so that they can actually get their spells off. I'm really curious to see how it does do. He's going full defensive. He even chooses a BKB after, so it's fighting in it's a fighting full defensive build, and it could work. Puppey.
Just having to use it there to make sure that they don't continue to chase him down.
Quiet game though. 5-6, 17 minutes. Both teams content with the pace. Both carries content with the farm that they're able to get here on the map.
It's just sort of a question of, you know, in whose minds is this bet? Is this Viking saying, hey, you know what, let's chill, we've got Shad farming, or is it Secret they're feeling more confident with the PL? We see the smoke from Viking. Boom. Lovely opening there from Aramis. Instantly in with the silence on to Nisha, but they didn't quite find the follow-up lockdown. They couldn't catch him in time with the rest of them. They'll get YapzOr instead by the looks of it as they go over towards the mid lane. But Nisha actually able to make it away there. I thought they'd have to chain lockdown, but they didn't.
I don't think they initially knew that YapzOr was there. Boom didn't want to use his BKB, and then he missed the opportunity there.
Middle tower is under attack.
But they'll get the tower out of it, so a nice move, and
Radiant's middle tower
they
has
still
fallen.
have lasso for the next move that they do want to do. All in all, looking pretty decent for the side of Viking.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah, this axe, it's definitely going to cause issue, especially for Storm, right? You know, Nisha's got to be careful that he doesn't get, like, just hit by the whirling axes. He's got to keep himself at a distance, because if he gets hit by that, that's, what, a full 5 seconds where Nisha's damage output is going to be pretty limited, because he's not going to be able to hit anything with the aftershock procs. Sorry,
Yeah.
Overload proc.
Overload. I was like, wait, I wish Storm had aftershock.
Ability drop. But you know what I mean? You know, missing attacks for a Storm Spirit is highly infuriating.
I think he's going to be looking. Nisha's probably going to be looking to playing on different sides of the team fight, though, right?
Sure, just
Troll's going to be.
completely away
It all
from
depends on how Shad plays in the fights, because he can play around defending his supports with it pretty well. Because the Storm and the PL, they're going to go for those supports. So it's really how Shad chooses to take the fights. But definitely could be annoying, absolutely. Seleri, he'll walk into the river under a ward.
Yeah, Aramis trying to come in. Gonna be a buyback from Seleri. Viking want to try and take this fight over to the side. Shad pushing away Zai. Zai, he's got the ghosts out. But they will respect that buyback from Seleri, and they're not going to try and push any further with the exorcism. Still definitely content with Matu getting the full top half of the map to himself.
Yeah, they got the BKB from the Batrider, and they used their exorcism, so they just wanted to be careful with the buyback. But immediate smoke, they still do have their lasso. They had this ward watching up top, watching the PL's movement, so they're trying to track Matu. Very hard to find him, though, and they are playing very defensively around him. Shad will find a DD bottom as his team does swoop over and get some more wards down toward this top side. I think they're setting up though. They still do have that ward. Puppey did get one down earlier.
Nisha. They're going immediately in there, Aramis. Try and catch him there with the silence, but quite getting the position with the boulder.
He's respecting that silence a lot. It's causing Nisha some problems. And Aramis is on point so far with this 1, 2, and 6. And we were mentioning how he's building a BKB. He almost has it. This Philosopher's Stone is paying dividends. It's going to be problematic for these. I mean, these two frontliners on Viking are going to be able to go in and not have to worry so much about this coil, this Earthshaker ult, and these fissures like that. It's going to be pretty nice for them to stick on targets. Matu is still getting all the space in the world though, which is definitely a concern for me. Because like I said, Shad's not building the items to counter him. He just has the. I mean, I guess you can say the Ags in a way is a little bit, but. No, it's just killing him.
Still not just quite a few peaceful moments in this game, really. Yeah. And it's as you, I feel you know you still gotta believe that for the PL this is probably preferential when it comes to carry matchups. And I think maybe a bit of this sort of decision to maybe not necessarily push it as much as they would have otherwise for Secret is the fact that. You know, Shad has this Ags. Maybe that is a bit of a deterrent that said, all right, you know what, we're just going to keep farming. You know, we're just going to allow Matu to continue to do what he does. Because with this early Ags pick up on Viking, they have prepared for Secret to be going on them. And Secret at the moment, they're not giving that to Viking.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's also they have dual core versus a kind of single core, right? The Batrider at some point does start to kind of fall behind, even though the hero is still overwhelmingly powerful in the later stages. They will just have a core advantage at some point. And the Death Prophet is always... Death Prophet as a hero scales really hard when you're playing versus this type of like a hero like Underlord. You're always going to have a phenomenal target to Spirit Size. And in Underlord, he's a different kind of monster in these engagements. I mean, I feel like Secret is happy with the way that the game is going, but I don't feel like Viking's too disappointed either. It seems like both sides are very happy with the state of the game.
No. And we see from... the intentions of Shad's build. So yeah, once the BKB's done, he will of course go back for the Maelstrom into Mjolnir. So he does have that item to fight the PR. Top lane Aramis. He's out with the roll. As Nisha, he can't chase down Puppey's going to try and set up with the Dream Coil. Boom. Popping the BKB immediately. See if he can get a catch with this, but Secret a little too speedy to get out of there.
Nisha out of mana though. They gotta back away. Give some respect to it. These BKBs are ticking though. That's twice now he's had to use it without actually finding an opportunity for lasso, so down to 8. Yeah, they're just playing the farm game. Farming items, farming for Secret until they get their next big, I guess. I mean, Matu's just queuing up the heart. Content.
And I'll just be interested to see how good of a job Viking are going to be able to do at, you know, finding the real PL when it comes down to the action. Because I do think, you know, this Shad Aghanim's is the 60% miss chances, you know, it's going to greatly reduce the damage output of Matu when it comes to him trying to commit. Sure, he's got a few dispels here and there, but the cooldown's so low that it's a lot to play around. He's going to get caught by it multiple times in the fights. If they can keep Shad alive and at the same time find some sort of lockdown onto Matumbaman, the PL's fight is definitely a lot harder to execute than maybe initially hoped it for Secret. Secret with the core down, BKB comes out from Aramis and boom, lockdown's there onto Zai. They drag him straight back into the midst of the wall. There's no backup from Secret. They have to let Zai go.
Immediate disengage. They have bounty runs in 30 seconds. They're trying to claim the high ground here too, and they'll be able to get it. Hard angle of approach for Secret, but they're looking to go in. Puppey. They shot the vibe back from the Death Prophet.
Yeah, they really don't want to let this objective go. Nisha, he's got the grab in onto Tobi. Tobi, he should go down into the silence. Out, but Tobi will get taken out by Matu's army. Zai with the grab round set up onto Seleri. They'll be able to pick themselves up a second. There's 2 heroes down. Zai back, definitely playing on for it. Enables Secret to move into the Earthshaker. And we're 3 heroes left, and
Maybe Kyle's in my head right now, but that looked like a game of chess right now for Secret, right? They let Zai just dies, they let him die, BKBs are used, Lasso's used, and then they see Viking playing over aggressive, they buy back, take the fight, it's right around rush. It just was a kind of like perfect play, it seemed like, for Secret, even though they literally just let Zai die at the start of it. Very smart move from them.
Over here.
And who did get the? They actually give the Aegis to Matu even too. I thought they might just give it to Nisha because I feel like Matu's pretty invulnerable, but now we're probably gonna see Matu really pushing the boundaries. He's probably feeling like he's gonna get hard, and then they can actually start threatening and starting to make aggressive moves for once on the side of Secret.
True, and I guess he's out of the lineup. He's going to be the one that's, you know, if they want to try and push with the stages to take objectives, he's going to be the one hitting the towers.
Yeah. And he's just gonna be, he's gonna be charging. Like he's playing versus Oracle, right? So he's gonna be charging into the backlines.
We'll see Matu just a few hundred off having the heart, so continued quick item timings here. 26 minutes in, 8-8. Definitely one of the more passive games we've had. Less than a 1k gold difference in it. Very, very close right now. It's just all a question of whether Vikings' approach to this game is going to pay off against a farm PL. If Shad is just able to carry the game against Matu.
I'm really concerned because it's just him who's really, he gets a nice free career there, as I'm saying, but it's just him to deal with the PL, to deal the damage, and this PL has 3,000 life on top of a hood, and he just feels very unkillable at this point. It doesn't feel like the rest of his team is going to be able to contribute much of anything to actually deal with Matu. It has to be Shad, so we'll see if it all does work. They're smoked, waiting for an opportunity on the high ground. I like Boom's item build here, going for the Shivas as well. I think this is really nice versus the PL to try to find it and tank up. But will it work? Good. We have 27 minutes. We're seeing the new neutral items being picked up. They're farming these camps. Boom. Does get spotted by the ward as soon as the smoke does end. Yep, so we'll back away with Nisha.
Back Secret. Looking to start stepping straight back towards the team. Yeah, he's got to get himself out of this area. The rest of Viking already on the retreat.
Secret has some very limited vision at the moment. They just have that one ward down in their jungle. Playing kind of with darkness on the map. Still getting themselves in a good posture with this farm. Nisha is getting close to his BKB. He's 1, 2, and 3, but he's unbelievably fun. 300 last hits. They've just been maximizing. It's starting to look pretty scary for Vikings, even though there's barely any lead. It's just, how are you ever going to deal with Matu?
Matu. Let's have a bit of a poke at Shad, but back up inbound. Viking
is under attack.
Sat straight behind him in the mid. As yeah, it still very much feels like a game where the fact that it is sort of low on the kills that it has been has mainly just been down to Secret's choice to avoid unnecessary engagements. You know, sure, we're seeing them come in at moments popping the exorcism, and this has just been around looking for objectives. The other fights have been ones that the Vikings come out to look for. As again, Viking with an attempt to make the jump in mid, but they can't quite catch him. Puppey's out.
Standard Puppey puck, just being super annoying, just giving a lot of information too when that happens. Like you mentioned, they don't have much wards on the map, but that happening, they get that now. They do have this ward bottom that sees Tobi chilling on the sidelines. Tobi in a world of hurt.
They have the freeze. Did he ever get the rift off in time? There's a lot of logs out and further silence here from Puppey as he comes in with the rift. No escape at all here for Tobi. It's that ward indeed, granting them the setup for the free kill. See Viking at least able to reclaim their outpost here at the top half before the 30th minute.
Puppey's making his swing over. He TP'd up top instantly, maybe looking to try to snatch it away, maybe giving his life for it. Let's see.
He's gonna be able to get it back in time. They're gonna have to fight him.
Matu's guarding him. I don't know if they can fight him with Matu in the area too. They might try, but Matu's covering it completely. And yeah, they're gonna deny the outpost of Viking. Heads up moves from Secret as now.
Shad's alive.
They walked right on Shad.
I mean, maybe they didn't expect it to be as alone as he was. I mean, of course, he's still a very hard target to go under that BKB and battle chance to fight through. So Secret not looking to commit on Shad though. They'll give him the respect and space.
They're just not making any unnecessary jumps when they feel they might get a kill or something, but it's not necessary. Matu, his Aegis does tick out as Aramis is going on him, but just quickly disengage with just a doppel.
Now we're seeing Shad. Shad's nearly got the complete in me on it. So whilst Matu is stepping ahead in farm, Shad not too far behind, and he does have that item to help him stand against the PL. The problem is that Matu is as farmed as he is. Already 2,800 gold ready to start spending into the butterfly.
Yeah, he's gonna have this full item advantage over the troll at this rate. And troll's items, I mean, his space in his bags is starting to be kind of limited.
Because you've got to think, you know, 31 minutes in, Shad, he's only won 1 or 2, so he's only been involved in like 3 kills, so very little action. Yep. Was this the intention when he did buy the Ags? Like, was the Ags bought do you think, to stop Secret from going on him? Or was the Ags brought with the intention that the action would happen? Because I would imagine if they knew it was going to be this sort of game, wouldn't he get the Maelstrom earlier because that would have sped up the other items?
That's how I felt about it too, but I mean, they must have felt a different way. They must have felt maybe they were trying to just lead the charge or something and maybe be able to get more aggressive, but I mean, Secret just made this game be so passive the way that they just disengaged all the time. It's tough to say as Puppey, drilling behind a tree.
Ready to block these smokes. They're in onto him, but he's away. He's away with a blink, and Nisha actually zipping in, trying to spook him on the back lines, maybe try and see if he could tease out some BKB charges, but Viking keep their cool. Nobody's going to pop that BKB.
They're going to re-smoke. They're gonna re-smoke, and it's an arcane rune on Nisha. So he's
and a regen.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's the Storm Dream here. Arcane and regen.
Whoa, what I missed?
He is good to go.
They're scouting the wards now too to make sure there's no vision. Puppey.
So you get the tree caught down to 2, separates them. We've got Nisha trying to go for Seleri. The Seleri's out the Ruby Cape side. On the exorcism, the Lance is in onto Boom. Boom gets the lockdown, puts the lasso. But Boom is falling low. Zai able to buy time here with the self-kill fighting. The remainder of the BKB can they actually kill off Zai? No, Zai's got the movement. He's able to step out to the side. Zai's gonna live. Matu's starting to move in. Fisher out onto the forward. He has to get everybody up. So he's in with the echo onto the 3 of them. Shad's down. He's dead and gone for 70 seconds. And they're just cleaning them up one by one. They're gonna be able to get the team wipe off the back of that Secret.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That was, I mean, just dancing from Secret. Nisha dancing in the back, giving YapzOr a 4-man fissure opportunity, 4-man enchant totem, and his blink comes up right after the enchant totem. Oh,
I mean,
picture perfect.
It really has felt that the Secret, as you said, they've not done anything unnecessary this game. They've just played this out absolutely textbook. And Viking, that they had something in mind. They're trying something a little different with this Ags rush on the troll, but just unable to do anything with it at all because Secret just never really made a bad move against them.
No, and I mean, the way that they took that fight, for people who want to see like spell casting and just dancing around a fight at just perfection, helps that Nisha, of course, had an arcane and a regen to be able to do this, but they just completely ruined Vikings'
See it again. I mean, you could the impending doom there where the fish is in, you know it's coming, and then here he is, YapzOr straight into the middle of them all. I mean, that's the power, you know, as you talked about at the start. Big smiles there from Nisha.
Damn.
As the game, you know, suddenly then, you know, the real difference here has been blown wide open. 12k lead for Secret. After what was a few minutes ago, yeah, you see on the graph, that lead only just cropping up in numbers, but you can certainly tell that Secret, they knew that was coming. They were just waiting for the prime opportunity to create such a lead, and they've done it. And now they're ready to continue the aggression. Nisha straight in onto Tobi. Shad watching from the side. Does have Boom in with the backup. If he ever get the lasso out onto YapzOr, the dream calls down. YapzOr does fall. They get something out of this, but the space is there for Matu to finish off Roche. Aegis and Cheese is his. Viking continuing to slip further behind.
Yeah, they got 2 full sets of racks. It's an insane gold injection. The support puck of Puppey has a full Aghanim's after all this. They get a Roche too. Everyone finishes up their next item. If we saw the last fight be that difficult for Viking, where they could, I mean, that was also a perfect echo and perfect control from Secret, but now they have to play versus even harder grounds here. That was
Stupendous!
beautiful. I'm just still like, that last fight was so pretty to watch.
They just picked Viking apart perfectly.
And now they're setting up for Shad too. Got everybody running over it. Coil still on cooldown about 15. YapzOr just starting to respawn. God, and the ceremonial robe also coming into play in that last fight too. Didn't really point out that he had it, but just everything on top of each other kicking in.
Absolutely. And the range on that bad boy is pretty big, right? So even with the Fisher, you're likely going to be in range of the debuff on the heroes. So they are going to have that extended stun duration when you're looking for the setup.
Scanning.
Yep. Scan on the right side. Catches Aramis. Scouted very quickly. Puppey might just coil him in a sec.
Aramis. He's gonna pop his BKB. Boom's trying to move in, but instantly they're all in. The Fisher lockdown's there. Boom, he popped the BKB. Has to be false promise as he falls so low. Nisha gonna zip straight over towards the easy kills. Looks to set up on Aramis. They'll get one. Now they turn over towards Tobi. Bring him back. Stifling him down. Tobi, but he's still alive. He's trying to escape, but the ghost from Zai finished him off. Shad attempts to move in. He's still holding on to his BKB charge. He has to pop it, as well as the battle trance boom. He's got the grab on Zai with the battle trance. They've got the attacks to take down one. Natu also falling, but he has the Aegis. He's ready for a second round. Fighting back's coming as play from Viking. They want to make sure that they can take down Matu the second time. Into the Cyrus Nisha, trying to help out, fishing out from YapzOr. Onto Boom, onto Aramis. Boom to fall. Boom also buying back. They're trying to throw everything into this Viking to turn it around, but Matu, he still prevails, staying alive, turns over towards Shad, bashing him up. Shad, he's trying to eliminate some of the hits here with the mischarge of the Burning Axes, but it isn't enough. Another Fisher from YapzOr. As Shad goes down, they just cannot deal with this PL. It's another death on Aramis. Matu just going target to target. They've got a root. They've got one more buyback to throw into this from Shad. Matu's incredibly low, but he's able to step out to the side of the fight. He's away. They're trying to chase. Can they get any grab with this? They've had to use all 5 buybacks here, Viking, but Puppey holds them back. The 3 of them coiled into position. As Nisha, he's still watching from the side.
They're waiting for a chance.
Are they going to be able to get back in on this if they get another hit?
Their tier 4s are dying. The catapults are taking them out. They're looking to catch perhaps on a reset, but no. Viking will be able to get away, but Secret continue their push. And yeah, like you said, PL, the king, just sitting in the midst of the team fight, just hitting everybody, splitting his illusions. Even though there's one. Everyone buying back almost on the side of Viking, still unable to take the fight and only takeouts. And Puppey buying back.
It's certainly looking pretty impossible right now for Viking. And Matu, 25. Yeah, nearly having the completed Abyssal, still just an insane amount of farm here, 38 minutes in. Matu.
And they're ready to still like poke and prod. The Earthspirit's just respawning. They've almost got everything up already.
Boom's getting jumped. He's got to put the BKB. He's trying to find a target for the last those guys. Get the grab onto YapzOr. Silas in the pullback. YapzOr still alive, and he's able to get his first on Puppey. Can't hurt him. Turns with a Fisher. Shad popping the BKB. Trying to fight against this, but he can't find the real PR. Matu completely kites him. He's out to the side. They've lost Boom. They've lost Seleri. Nisha's still got mana to play the VCG. Back into the leader. YapzOr comes with the Earthshaker. Down on the children. They're all dead yet again. Triple kill for Nisha. This game is over. As Secret take this first game, and in a way where the build-up very fragile, as we saw, it stayed even on the numbers, but there was always that worry that it was going to get very quickly blown out of control.